Hello, friends and enemies. It's me, V, and welcome to another Wednesday. Right now, it is 3:27 in the morning. Haven't been able to sleep. Why, you ask? Because every time I go to sleep, I start thinking about COVID. And since I'm starting to get a sore throat, I go, what if that's actually the start of it? What if you can't wake up and all these weird things have been popping up in my head, and I've just been like, oh, wow. So that's happening. Another thing that I did is I signed up for the hot chocolate virtual race. I did it in 2013. I also signed up for the Wonder Woman race, as well as the Batman virtual race. Both of those, I want to say, are 15. I did a 15K and then two 10Ks. So the hot chocolate is 15K that I'm going to run. And the DC, I keep saying DC Woman, but it's DC Wonder Woman and the DC Batman. Those both I'm gonna do for 10K. I signed up for it over the weekend because I was like, I want to do something different. So that's happening. That's gonna be interesting. Other thing that's going on, I am having cramps. I'm going to get my period as a result. I'm telling you this because I already know, and I've already gotten on the scale, and the cramps are just starting, the cramps are starting and everything, and my period is coming, and I know it. I've already weighed myself, and I've gained like 3 pounds over the course of a day, and I haven't really eaten food because PMSing. I don't feel like eating food. I feel like sitting in my bed watching YouTube and sleeping, but not really sleeping, because if you looked at my Fitbit, you'd be like, you got 4 hours of sleep. That's not good. I realize that, okay? Let's talk about relationships, or rather, let's talk about marriage. Now, some of you would say, what made you come up with marriage? I was talking to one of my friends, and Jay was going, and he was talking about, his belief in marriage. And I was just like, dude, this is what I believe. And I told it to him. He's like, oh, okay. I think he was kind of like a little, what the hell? But here's where I come from. I feel that there should be communication between a couple. I look at my Facebook friends. I look at my real life friends, my real life acquaintances, coworkers, present and past, mostly past, who've gotten married and divorced. And I look at the reasons of why they got married, which are never good. Or at least the ones that got a divorce, I'm like, ooh. Number one, they got married because people told them to get married. I think it sucks, but I've seen it happen where people are like, when are you getting married? When are you getting married? When are you getting married? Why aren't you going to get married? Why is it that we hound people, especially women, asking them when they want to get married? She will get married when she fucking feels like getting married. Don't let marriage be the end-all be-all. I've seen a lot of people who are like, oh my gosh, I have to get married. If I don't get married, then, I am worthless. I am nothing. What? You are a human being. You are somebody who I know does math like off on the fly, Molly. You are somebody who is freaking awesome at, if I can't change a tire or do my taxes, you're helping me out. Why are you so obsessed with this idea of marriage? And this is as someone who wants to get married. I feel like people put this high pedestal for the event of marriage. Because, again, and I think about the people I'm seeing divorce, especially during this pandemic, where they're realizing, hey, we spent so much on this wedding making sure it's perfect, but we actually didn't talk to each other beforehand. Number two, settling. I know countless relationships, or I can count the people I know that were together for 10 years. They get married and all of a sudden they're like, I have to get out. And they leave. And the reason is, or at least my belief, or my opinion, I should say, that the reason why they left is because there was no communication between the two of them before they got married. They were so set on, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of change. I've spent, 5 years on this person. I might as well stay. There are some Reddits, some subreddits where you read people and you read their posts and it's just heartbreaking because they talk about how they're not compatible with their partner. They didn't talk to their partner before they got married. And now they're realizing all these different things that are coming down and they're like, oh my gosh, I did not think about this because, people were talking in my ear. You better get married. You better get married. You're getting older. You better get married and have kids. So I thought, I'll get married to him. I didn't think I could do any better than him. What? If somebody is shitty, if you were at a shitty job or a shitty relationship, why are you staying? Yes, I know. We're in a pandemic. Lots of people say that. At the same time, what if you get COVID and die? Or what if you get COVID, and a lot of people get COVID, and they linger? You're still around, but now you're hampered. Is your partner the person you want to, have help you for the rest of your life? Because there are long haulers, people who are severely fatigued, who their lung capacity is not at best. Do you want your partner to be the one that's taking care of you? If you need an oxygen machine, if you need help because you're fatigued, if they have to work, can you count on your partner to do that? And that brings me to my main thing. Another reason why people get married. I think they have expectations, which is a killer. It's a killer in marriages. Your expectations are based on what you think, or rather what other people have told you marriage should be. And I say, fuck that to the highest degree. Your marriage should be between you and your partner. It should not be between you, your mom, his dad, his stepdad, his mom's new husband. No, it should just be between the two of you. The two of you have worked out, this is what we're going to do. When you are going through it and you're communicating to each other, you are making sure that you both are on the same level. These are the things I need to talk to my partner about. Religion. I want to convert to Judaism. Is this person willing to do that? Are they going to be like, no, you can't become Jewish? Okay. Already I'm like, no, you can go. You can go. I don't care. You can go. But you need to talk to them about religion. You need to talk to them about kids. Kids is a big one. Because I know people who got married, wife didn't want kids, still didn't want kids. 10 years later, she's out living her best life. And he's miserable as fuck because he didn't listen to her when she said, I don't want kids. Y'all were together 3 years before that. She told you she didn't want kids. 13 years together, you guys are like, wow. You could have had kids with a woman that would have, wanted kids with you. But instead, you put in time and effort and energy into your relationship. Maybe because you were settling, or maybe because you didn't want to, anger everybody by saying, hey, you know what? As much as I like you, Melissa, this isn't working. Amber. Her name is Amber. Melissa's not her real name. It's Amber. Another thing. Besides religion and kids, you guys have to talk about sex, money, and death. That to me is the top 5, because sex. What positions do you like? What do you like? I, again, have seen a lot of people who are like, I only want to do it with the lights off. And then their partner, she's like, I want to do it with the lights on. I want to do it where there's other people that can look at us. I want to do it outside, all these different things. And if you don't have the same level, then something needs to be worked on. Do you know if your partner is somebody where if you said to them, these are my kinks, these are my fetishes, and they would be like, oh, cool. Or would they be like, ew, oh my gosh. For example, I have a book. Mind you, I've had this for several years and I still haven't been able to read it. I have SM 101 because I'm going to read up on this. I've had this book for a while. It's a realistic introduction. I want to read up on it. Could I be with somebody who is like, I don't want to do BDSM. I think it's gross. I think you being attracted to other women is gross. I think that, you should only do this and that. We are not compatible then, baby. I need you to go. I need you to find the person that you want to be with. I need you to be free. Because I'm not that lady. I am not her. Am I monogamous? I thought I was until I was 18. I was 18. My first boyfriend cheated on me. That was a shit show. That was such a shit show. Yeah. I'm doing like this is because of just, how can I say this? Okay. He told me to hit him. I slapped him on the back while, yelling at him because he cheated on me. And some people told me like, hey, you're abusive. Not regardless. I almost said irregardless, which isn't a word. Regardless. Even though he said, hit me if it makes you feel any better. You should have been better enough to say, you know what? Fuck you. And bounced. But I didn't. Instead, I internet stalked him because I heard that he was talking shit about me. And I wanted to find out if he did. So I had a friend catfish him. And he did talk shit about me. And he also blamed me for the cheating and said that I was crazy. I was a crazy ass bitch. And I'm thankful that people told me like, hey, you're getting obsessed with this guy. You need to fucking stop. And yeah. So that happened. And the thing is, before he had cheated, I said to him like, hey, you cheat a lot. You've cheated with every woman you've ever dated besides your ex. You've cheated on them with your ex. And he was like, how dare you? I would never cheat. Blah, blah, blah. He fucked her. They were going to a concert and he fucked her. And his best friend was in the room when it happened. So I learned then, like, hey, you know what? People fuck other people. And to me, sex is just sex. I'm like, whatever. However, I do want to say that if you are sleeping with other people, or if I'm sleeping with other people, I want you to know, if you are my partner or any partner, as long as you are being safe and it's between consenting adults, everything's good and gravy. Adult for me is 18 and over. It should be 18 and over. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, well, in other countries, it's 16. No, I don't care. No. 18 or older. Now, me personally, I am 33. I can't see myself dating a 21-year-old. I think the youngest that I will go is maybe 28. 28 is kind of pushing it, but maybe 28. But I would go to 30, 34, 35 is maybe the oldest that I'll date. Now, I know for me, when I was younger, when I was 26 and 27 and super functional alcoholic and desperate, I would be like, oh, an 18-year-old guy? Awesome, cool, sexy. And now I'm like, ooh. We have different life experiences, and that is a different power dynamic because I could abuse power. And when I say you could abuse power, someone that's older than their partner could be like, oh, well, you know, you're cool and you're different from all of my exes because you let me get stuff. And that puts pressure on the younger person to agree to shit that they would not usually agree with. I'm getting off the subject. The point of the thing is, I know for me what I want in a relationship or marriage when I get married. I know what I want in a relationship. I feel like a lot of people do not have that communication. They do not talk to their partners about kids, religion, sex. They don't talk about money. I need to know, if we're getting married, I'm not moving into your house, because if I move into your house, that is owned by you. So if shit goes down and you all of a sudden go, hey, I want to, fuck you, Veronica, blah, 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 then I'm screwed. You could kick me out of your house. Now, if we get a house together, both of our names on the leases, yeah, I'd like that better. Do you know why? Because both of our names are on the lease. So if you decide I want out, then I'm going to be like, okay, let's sell the house so you get half, I get half. I also have to then wonder, with a joint account, how much money do you want to put in? Because I want to have my own checking account and my own savings that I put away. And I want you to have your own savings and your own checking account and your 401k all by itself. And I do the same. I don't want to go and put everything together. Because yes, we are a couple. That being said, I need to have my independence. I need to know that I can go at any time. Even though I'm married to you, I need to know and have the mental space of, oh, I can leave at any time. I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to do it, but I like the chance. If you say to me, we get married, okay, you need to do this and there's no way you can have your own money, you have to ask me, I'm going to be like, oh no. And that's why I want to talk about it. I want to talk about death. How do you want to be buried? Me, I want more organs donated. I want everything that you can take because I'm dead. I'm not going to use this shit. My lungs, I know no one's going to be able to get it because I have asthma. Maybe they could suck out the fat from my boobs and give it to somebody. Skin graft for anybody that's in a burn unit. Hey, my eyes can go help somebody see, do. I'm not going to use it. I'm dead. And then just cremate me. That's all I ask. Cremate me. Split my different ashes up because I wanted one to be spread at Australia, one to be spread at Hawaii, which I realize is really difficult because those places are like super, do you have any dead bodies or anything that you're trying to claim? And that would be difficult for my family or friends to sneak me away. So I realize that can't happen. So I'm probably just going to be scattered at somewhere in LA and then hope that the wind will just carry my remains or my ashes to Hawaii and Australia because I've been to both those places. Hopefully that's what'll happen. Who knows? This is what happens when I don't get enough sleep. But those are the things I'm thinking about. And it doesn't help that I've also, again, been reading posts from friends who are talking about getting a divorce. The one couple, they're in their 23s. Okay, they're 23 is what I was trying to say. My brain was like, I don't know what happened with my brain, but they're 23 and they're getting a divorce. And he's calling her a whore and all these different stuff, but he came back from Iraq, so I'm like, okay, I can understand where he's coming from. He's seen some stuff. She's mentioned his night terrors, and then is like, F him, and I'm like, he's been through some stuff. You can't say that. What if he's doing this as a reason for you to leave him because he feels that, that he's damaged goods? Have you talked to him? But I can't say that shit because she got too depressing and I unfollowed her. But I can still see her like live posts and now she's dating some guy and I'm just like, Communication. So again, communicate with your partner before you get married so you guys know exactly what it is that you want to do. Make sure, like Melissa, whatever, make sure you tell your partner what it is that you want. Make sure they understand. Still talk to them even after everything. I look at some couples who are married, have open marriage, and guess what? They make it work because they talk to each other and they make sure to touch base and be like, hey, what is it, what is it that you're feeling? And they listen. And that's the thing I think a lot of couples do not do. And it sucks because when you don't do it, that just breeds a whole bunch of bad mojo because you don't know what the other person is thinking. And as scary as it might be, you still should talk to that person, your partner, especially if you're considering marrying them. That's my thoughts and views on marriage and all that other stuff. I'm going to let you guys go. Oh, it's 3:58 and I'm going to go to bed. Night.